This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, everyone. Right now, I'm going to demonstrate a workflow that we've designed for a customer of ours that utilizes the DocuWare Forms, the DocuWare Workflow platform, and DocuSign for validated ID signatures. Okay. My name is Ray Fioli from Inception Technologies, and right now, I am going to share my screen and show you how we initiate the process for this particular workflow. It all starts with the DocuWare Forms and having one of the users, whether it be somebody internal to the organization or externally, submit an electronic form. So in this particular instance, I'm going to fill out a form. We'll say test department. Contact John Smith. Notice any fields that have a star are required fields, while other fields that do not, I could leave blank. And I'm going to leave some of those blank for the purposes of the demo, and also for showing later on how we can repopulate those fields into the form. Okay. So I'll leave this. Grant amount is a required field. I can have different types of fields. I can have drop-down boxes. See, I can have an interactive form where if I select a particular value, it requires me to enter in another value. For the purposes of the demo, I'll just enter in something here. Okay. Also, I can have radio buttons. Okay. For a 1-year term, I only have to fill in one set of data. For a 2-year term, notice now I have two dates that I need to enter. Okay, and 2 sets of values for the budget and the funding sources. And then finally, if I do 3 years, I have 3 years of data that I have to submit. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to select real simple values to start. Okay. Clearly, these wouldn't be values that the typical user would submit, but for the purposes of the demo, it'll work just fine. Okay, so now I've entered my dates. I can put in my years. And notice I've pre-populated a lot of these fields already because not every field gets populated, and we want the zeros to show so that they know they have to put in a monetary value. As I scroll down, I have more fields. I can put in a description. I can have check boxes. DocuWare also offers digital signature capabilities within the electronic forms. However, it's important to note that this signature is not a validated ID signature and will not hold up in a court of law. That's where the DocuSign platform comes in. And we'll demonstrate later on in the workflow how to integrate DocuWare Workflow with DocuSign. All right, sign the name. Okay. Also notice down here, the button is grayed out because I haven't fulfilled all of my required fields yet. So director name, John Michael. Okay. And then I'm going to use just email. And now that I've met all of the required fields, I can submit my form. I hit the submit button. And you'll notice in a moment, I'll have tasks show up. And that was quick. It happened pretty quickly. And I can come in, and now at this point, look at my document. Notice my test department, my dates. My dates were filled in, right? Obviously not the right dates. And I have a value that I use for these expenses and funding sources. And that value is $500. each of these has to total to $500 down here. In the background of the workflow, there's actually calculations happen based on the data entry, but because we put in zeros, it all comes up as zero. So now, if I were to try and approve this for submission, I'll get an error message because these are not $500 totaled. So if I hit confirm, you'll notice it says, please use the correct data tab to correct the entries as the transaction is not in balance. And that means I have to come here and now enter in some information about the values, about the document. So I'll put in Michael, Jordan, grant title, NBA, existing FTEs. These are optional, but I'm going to put them in anyways to show you that they're not populated now, but we will. Maybe there's a grant matching amount. I can say, well, it shouldn't be an annual grant. This should actually be a new grant. And the funding agency should be State of New Hampshire, or maybe it should be Department of Labor. And now I can correct my fields as well. I can do that by using the drop-down box, or if it's just a year, or I want to change a part of it, I'll just say I want to change that. Okay, I'm going to change the year in each one. Okay. So now my dates are changed. When it's populated, you'll notice that these dates will change. And I have to come in and I have to spread the values out so that they go to the appropriate funds, but they also need to add up to the $500 for each section. So if I say I need this to be 200, and then I need to do another one, let's just say 100. So that should give me my 500 for my funding sources. And I have to do the same thing for the expenses. I have to spread out that $500 since nothing was entered. And I think I need to put it 50 now. Okay. Again, if I try and submit it and it does not equal, I would get an error message. I believe I'm in balance right now. So I'm going to hit the confirm button. And now what's going on is it's going in and it's repopulating that information into the PDF. So when the PDF comes back, we'll see that it's been updated with the various information that is required. Open up my document, you'll notice it's filled in the appropriate info as we put in. The dates have been updated, as you can see. And I go to the second page, you'll notice my values have been populated and my totals have been done. So before it was all zeros, there's calculations automatically happening in the background. They get populated for each one. One of the nice things about the DocuWare system is that I can go in and I can look at the history. And in this particular instance, you'll notice I see two general tasks, but I'm not showing the automated tasks. And if I click on the automated tasks, you'll see there's a lot of things happening in the background, such as calculations being performed, conditions being checked, and documents being routed into particular areas. Okay. User assignment. We don't have a user assigned to this role, which is why it faulted, but that's easily corrected by just adding in the user to the role. I don't have that done quite yet within the system, but the task has now been moved into the approved stage for the director of admin. This is the point at which the operator needs to specify who the document is going to be routed to. In this particular case, it's going to go to the mayor. For the purposes of the demo, I'm going to change that to my email address. And we can put it in a message. Dear Mr. Mayor, please sign so the grant can be processed. Okay. This is the message that is going to be contained in the body of the DocuSign email. Okay. It's important to note that this information is going to be passed from within DocuWare to DocuSign Right now, I don't have it set up for any added level security, but the DocuSign platform also enables us to do things like SMS verification using an SMS text code, passcodes, and various other forms to securely identify the person that is signing the document. So now I'm going to hit the confirm button, and when I do that, this document in its current form is going to be routed into DocuSign, and an email be generated to my email address. It takes a moment. And one of the things I'm going to do while we're waiting for that to happen, I'm going to show you the document in its unsigned form. So come back here, here's the document. You'll notice on page 3, this is where the mayor's signature needs to go. This is the signature that came in from the DocuWare form and the various information that's there. Let's go and check and see if I've got my document routed back to me yet. Okay, so now as you can see, I've been emailed by DocuSign, and it's telling me I need to review the document. Here's my email address that I put in, and here's my note to the mayor. At this point, I can review the document within DocuSign. And notice, here's my form that's been filled out within the DocuWare workflow. And now I can start the signing process. In this particular instance, I only have one signature required. I click on it. I hit Use Saved. And now I finish. While that's routing through the DocuSign process, again, you'll notice that right here, it is a blank. The workflow has been paused so that as a user, it won't be prompted to do anything until the DocuWare document comes back. So I have an event that says wait for the signature from DocuSign. And in a moment, when that document comes back from DocuSign and gets passed to DocuWare, it's going to update the document and then terminate the workflow in this particular instance. So it's just been updated. We update the status to say the mayor has signed it. We go here, and now you notice there is our DocuSign signature. And in this particular instance, as I mentioned, I'll show you the actual history. You'll notice that the workflow has been ended. So as you can see, we combine DocuWare Forms with the DocuWare workflow to meet a lot of different use cases here, such as onboarding for HR documents that need to be signed, contracts with vendors or customers that you may need to have signed with a validated ID signature. And documents can be routed back into the repository and stored so they stay in a digital format. You're not printing out the paper to only scan it as it comes back in. And of course, you have complete transparency throughout the workflow process with the audit trail. Again, this is a pretty powerful tool that we've built for our customer. And if you'd like to learn more about this, you can reach us at Inception Technologies, our website, inceptiontech.com, or you can call us at 603-222-2202, and one of our representatives will be happy to talk to you about how we can help your organization work with workflows and digital signatures and other tools that we offer to help streamline your business process, enabling you to work from home or anywhere where you might be, whether it's on a tablet or a smartphone, and be able to access those documents and data from anywhere in the world as long as you're connected to the internet. Again, my name is Ray Fioli from Inception Technologies, and I thank you for watching our video. Have a great day.